What is up, everybody? Master Darkpoi Gaming, I am Darkpoi, and welcome to my channel. Starting off with the monthly recap, we got throw-ins of the month. Kicking off the tree, we got the 47-meter save. Coming up from here after going into the OB, had to make the clearance over the river, was able to make the long throw-in for the save. Next, we got this 56-meter warship throw-in. Now, when it comes to these longer throw-ins, I'm not exactly the best with the mid-range discs. I prefer to throw putters, anything under 60 meters, because I'm much more familiar with it. So you're going to see that I'm going to kind of show off more and more mid-range shots, even if maybe to others they might not be that difficult, because I myself am not very good at them. I really enjoyed this shot here. With all that crosswind, I was surprised I was able to get the 66-meter mark and actually get it to sink. Alright, leading into alternative lines. So, same aim point. I put this in here because I wanted to showcase how there are many different options of how you can play this hole. If you have an understable disc, you want to shoot for this left island that's way over here on this left side. If you have an overstable disc, you want to shoot for the edge of the fairway over here on the right, so that you skip over this water and land on this far side. Now, neither of these shots are guaranteed. You could hit trees, many things can go wrong, but if you do them correctly, you can see that with both shots, you could run it if you wanted to. But you got this nice easy layup shot that'll give you a nice walkaway bird, no problem. So hopefully that information helps you out. Alright, of course, I don't care how many times I get it. This line is always fantastic when it works out, but anybody can tell you that once you got the line, you know, you get over there pretty relatively easy. I put this one in here because this roll was just kind of amazing, you know. I didn't think I was going to make it all the way over. I had the bad tree leaf, missed the rock, missed the tree, missed the rock, and then came back over, and I was just like, no way. And just so I could have the nice easy albatross, you know, when that first shot works out that way, oh man, does it just make you happy. It wouldn't be a highlight video without a suggested Disc Golf Valley Tips by Alf line, and this one is a doozy. I saw people going for this, trying this line out, and you know, it's so difficult, but watch the way this one works out. I've never had a shot work out to be this easy for the eagle, so I thought that was kind of cool. It's fun to go under that bridge, but it's definitely risky, so be careful. If you don't know about this line, I've talked about it before. This line here, you can go forehand. It's very dangerous. You got to be careful because you can easily shoot over here by this rock, not make it in bounds. You can even go around that rock there and roll back into out of bounds. But if you do get this line correctly, you have the easiest eagle of your life lining up right in front of you.
Sounds right.
And so everybody knows that once the water skips came into the game, this shot wasn't all that big of a deal. I would just like to point out that I do not skip off the water here, and almost clipped the ace. Oh, when it happened, I was so excited. I really thought it was gonna hit, and then bink. Oh man, still gotta clean it up. Easy albatross, always great. So recently this happened. I was trying to figure out different ways to approach this hole for alternative lines, and believe me when I tell you, there really aren't that many. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. However, while I was messing around trying to find these lines, I came across this shot here. And it's pretty repeatable, but not that repeatable. Can you believe that popped back out? Oh man, you want to talk about a heartbreaker.
Sounds right.
Next up, we have must hit aces. Now, you're going to see tons of people throw these aces in, and they're not the most complicated aces. However, if you practice these and you get them down so you know exactly how you want to throw them each and every time, putter, mid-range, I suggest trying them with different discs in case the wind conditions are different. And the point of doing this is because when you're in multiplayer, these must-hit aces will help separate you from all the other players that are within your tier. So absolutely must-learns, get them down, dial them in with whatever discs you feel the most comfortable with, and you're going to see it'll separate you and put you in a spot to where you're beating a lot of your competition. Especially with this shot here. How many times have you shot up and shot too high and hit the leaves, and then it's made you go short, and then you rolled down the hill, you know? Or how many times have you gone for this whole line, and because you overshot it, you shot so far back that it made you in a spot where you ended up missing the putt. Going for these must-hit aces is an absolute must. Gotta get them dialed in, and if you do, it's gonna make your life a whole lot better. Now let's get into the aces of the month. This one was a pleasant surprise. I like this backhand line. I know a lot of people prefer to go forehand, and I've hit the forehand ace. But with this backhand line here, it kind of dies and lands me by the basket every time. That time, I was not ready for it and hit the ace. This is my very first ever tilt ace. You guys, I have been trying to get an ace with a tilt for so long. Ever since I got one generated, I've been trying, and I've yet to get one. Until this moment, I was so excited. It was worth more to me than any other, crazy big long skip ace. I'll tell you what, right now. We got the PD ace. Nice, easy back line. No problem, you get that arch just right, you'll crash right into the chains. And recently, I was working on this line. I know a lot of people have a hard time getting up in here, and I'll tell you what, once I practiced this line here and I was able to get it so that it consistently landed safely at the top, I was able to dial in the ace, and I was super excited. First time I ever hit that ace, unbelievable. Then this one here. Anybody who's ever played this game knows that this hole is very difficult. And for me personally, it's been a struggle. But got out here, cast the class only bag, just doing some practice, slammed the ace. Let's go. So if you ever wondered how people from the Disc Golf Valley Players page or from the Disc Golf Valley Tips by Out page get some of their crazy aces, what they do is they go out and they practice. And they will practice those throws until they get the line down that they're looking for. This leads me to my craziest ace that I was able to get since I started the competition, which was this awesome double bounce into the basket ace, giving me my 100th ace. That leads me to the Crazy Aces Challenge. You guys, I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you who participated in my challenge. I was so happy to put this together. It was so great reaching out to another YouTuber. The Difference is doing it, seeing what he does over there. I really truly enjoy his work. The fact that he was willing to send me some discs that I could give to you guys, I just couldn't figure out a way to do it so that, I wanted it to be like, instead of a tournament where it was score-based and only the elite players win, because they do, and they win a lot, and they deserve it because they're that good. I wanted to do something where everybody could participate, and this really turned out to be a great time. What you're watching are some of my honorable mentions, if you will, some of the greatest accidents that I put together out of this whole list. They're all so good, you guys. It was so hard to decide on one winner. Okay, some of these are lines that I know people go for normally, and you can see the accidental nature of the line. Some of these are, I clipped a tree and it sent me off in a direction I wasn't ready for, and it gave me the ace. So I appreciate each and every submission. Thank you guys so much for participating. Ultimately, it came down to just a handful of entries that really blew me away. And the reason they blew me away was because the point of the competition was accidental aces, things that, you weren't quite ready for. And you can see there were so many good ones that were clearly accidental, but also kind of intentional. And I'm not knocking those entries, thank you, they were all so good. But there were a couple that just kind of seemed more accidental and just seemed crazier that they happened. And I just want to say to those entries, wow. All the entries I got blew me away. There were so many crazy aces that were submitted to me, and I enjoyed watching all of them. They were all so good. But it is a competition, and I did have to pick a winner. So here we go. Starting here, this is probably one of the most amazing shots I've ever seen in my life. To ace that hole and to do it off of a tree that way was just amazing. This is another one. I've seen people go for this line, and I've seen people bounce and do crazy things, but this one just kinda was better. It was extra special. I loved it. I couldn't believe it hit off the tree and went in that way. This one I really kinda also was really torn about, because to hit the leaves, then hit the rocks, then make that line. I've seen people bounce off that rock and in the basket before, but not like that. And then here. This is one of the most insane shots I've ever seen in my life. I can't even imagine hitting this. I mean, unbelievable. The airtime was wild. And honestly, this one held the top spot in my heart for the majority of the competition. I had a hard time deciding between this one and the last entry, which is this one. I decided on this because, come on guys. I mean, look at it. How does it hit the pole and keep enough clearance and blow back in with the wind in for the ace? Thank you to everyone who participated. I am Darkpoi, and hopefully I'll see you in the next